You guys are all here for the debate, right? What do you say we get that started? Is everybody ready?
Oh yes, I'd love to.
Sounds like a plan.
You know, there's a lot of important things that we need to discuss.
I can't look at it.
2018. All right.
Stand up.
You guys can remain nice and calm and nice and quiet during a debate, and then go apeshit crazy when it's time. No offense, George. Then you can go nuts. Let's do it. Let's get it started. Let's get right to it, because we have a lot of different things to go. So our first person to be starting is going to be Rob. Rob's going to be our first candidate right now with these amazing questions that you, the people at home, the people of the Polygon, have sent in to us. We'll give him 2 minutes to answer this. If you are chosen as president, what will you do to better improve the quality of the people that work at the bar?
Yes, well, I do have to say, by the way, it's good to see you, Nintendo. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to all these great folks out here tonight. The great VRChat people. Now, this is something I have the most experience in, being the only person here who's actually owned a bar or any kind of business for that matter. With me being the president, I'll make sure that these employees can get better benefits, better insurance, higher quality of life, because right now it's just ridiculous. Tips aren't even required. You know how many employees, how many customers come in, pay for things, and they don't tip? It should be against the law not to tip. These employees, they need to be able to live just like us. So I want to implement a mandatory at least 5% tip. Sorry, acid reflux.
Sounds powerful. Okay, so let's redirect that to George. George, you have 2 minutes on the clock. Explain to us. That's a great shot. Explain to us, what would you do, re-elected president? Because, you know, a lot of people, George, might say that you haven't done enough. You've been here for a while, and the conditions have been the same. Nothing's changed. George, being that if you are re-elected, you probably have no choice but to do something at this round. What are you going to do to address the same concerns that Rob just addressed?
Well, I'd be doing something a bit different. I'd also be offering benefits to the employees and increasing their pay from what it normally is. And I would improve on the structural layout of the bar, adding an employee lounge and seating area for when they're on breaks, and extending paid breaks to 1 hour. And of course, for the customers, I would be improving the seating area. Thank you.
Wow. Very, very, very powerful. I guess, if he can keep his word. Who's the little boy that's next to George? Is that somebody else running?
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
My name is Redz. Hi.
How you doing over there?
It's great to have me. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you so much to the people of VRChat who are here.
So I'm gonna give you. I honestly thought, and I mean this with no offense, I actually thought that was a prop from Village of the Damned. So I'm gonna pass the same question over to you, and let's see what you can do with this. Given the chance that you are elected president, what would you do to change the current and or future situation at the bar as far as employees go? What would you do? 2 minutes or less.
Well, first I want to say thank you so much, Vin, for having me. I really appreciate your active moderation in this debate, and thank you so much to the people of VRChat for being here.
Anytime.
And I really want to bring up the fact that these the people working at the bars and clubs in VRChat are some of the most integral people in this community. They really are necessary for those who wish to go out and have a good time, which I feel like is the purpose of this great nation. And so, you know, by
I'm laughing at the
in order to
resident
support these
sleepers in
people,
chat.
I would absolutely
shit,
mandate a
doubler.
livable
Thank you.
minimum
Good
wage
point.
for these people. To have a mandated tip, I feel like
When you say
is not the way
minimum
to go.
wage, when you say minimum wage, does that include you know, the free drinks? Does that include dental? Does that include anal? Does that include all the benefits?
Well, I'm not sure if anal and or free drinks are necessary benefits.
What's wrong with
considering
anal?
There's
Excuse me?
nothing wrong with it. I'm sorry. It's just that anal is a activity that is meant to be between two consenting adults and not between an employer and their employee.
Really?
And so I feel like
Sounds like he's the
anal
one
may
being
not be
anal.
the greatest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that was out of line. Excuse me, Rob. It is not your time to speak. I do believe I still have about 30 seconds left. So if you allow me to continue, a livable wage is necessary.
That's right. Time
for
is up.
those who are
Time is
working
up.
At the bar.
Time's up. Time is up. Moving on to the second question, which is a big concern on a lot of people's minds, especially with the new laws that have passed internationally and also interannually. And I'm going to direct this first one to Jor. Jor, as far as the lolly condition, there's been an explosion of lollies running around. They've also made their ways to places they shouldn't be, some of which we can't even mention on tonight's family programming that we're having here. What are you going to do about the concern of the lolly population, which has more than doubled since you, under your actual presidency, you decided to take away condoms for about 6 months of the year. Now there's lollies everywhere. What are you going to do about this?
Yeah.
Kill.
Thank you, big boy.
He's going to get rid of the
Got him.
lollies.
I'm
That's
He's
gonna
going to
kill
get rid of the
them.
lollies.
All
Let's
of
pass
them.
the
There
same.
you go.
Let's pass the same question back to Rob, like a case of herpes that won't leave us alone. Rob, how would you answer this question?
Now, this is a very sensitive subject to me. As many of you know, I've lost many brothers and sisters in the robot family to lollies in the Great War. So this has always been a subject that I've been very sensitive to. And if you come to any of my establishments, there are very, very, very strict no lolly rules that enforce that lollies not be allowed inside. And I plan on eventually eradicating them, taking them to special camps designed where they can be quarantined away from everyone else. And and then we won't have to deal with lollies anymore.
That's, I guess that's, the people are upset, Rob. The people are kind of upset. What would you say to those?
What's
would
wrong
you
with
say to those
camps?
people?
I go to we go to camps all the time. I went to camp as a boy. We were in the woods. I'm talking to. What did you guys think I was talking about?
Like maybe like thinking camps?
You said
You think
quarantine.
really, really hard?
Well,
I
yeah,
went to
the
a camp
sick
for my
ones.
ADHD. It was to help me concentrate.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Focus camp.
we will call them.
Thinking
Okay,
camp. Hard thinking
I'm
camp.
sorry. I must explain. We will call them. They will be called growth camps, and we will come up with programs for the lollies, so that we can help them make them taller, give them milk, maybe stretch out their arms a little bit, plastic surgery possibly,
Yeah.
so that they can grow and they can and
So overall, it's like an update, like an upgrade. You send them the way to this camp, they come back better than they went, is what you're saying.
And we'll also, you
Interesting.
know what? I'll also implement better sexual education. Oh, thank you so much. I'll implement better sexual education so that they're not reproducing as fast. Because those lollies, they reproduce
Rob.
like rabbits.
Rob, I have a follow-up question. When
Hey,
you
those
say
rabbits.
sexual education,
Yo, there's a rabbit right there.
does that include like the practice of safe sex? We know that Jor, under his presidency, got rid of condoms for 6 months, and we had an explosion of lollies. Are you going to teach people to be protected? Because you were quoted last time you ran for president as saying, "I'm not stupid. I only used a tip." What are you going to? How do you reply to that?
First of all, I don't know what fake news website you got this from, but I've never ran for president
Fox News.
before. I've never ran for president before, and this is my first time because we all know that I don't lose. Okay, I refuse to lose.
What a virgin.
And yes, we will encourage safe sex. I think the lack of
He hasn't lost his virginity because he never loses.
we're going to increase the production of extra small condoms so that they can fit the lollies, and yeah, I think it'll be good.
What?
Wait, what?
Lollies have sex?
Very interesting. Let's pass
Of course they
that.
do.
Let's pass that question on to Damien Child. What are you going to do, little buddy?
Excuse me, I would prefer to be referred to as Redz. And
Why are you just
in response
eyeing?
to that question, I'd like to say that the references to what I assume to be concentration camps
Lollies are
in-
children? I thought lollies are just
and
little
murder
people.
in
I thought they were
response
adults.
to this lolly infestation.
Whatever, dude.
Is
If they're having sex, they
absolutely
need condoms.
ridiculous.
There's nothing inappropriate about it.
These two candidates says to me, I feel like do not fully grasp the seriousness of the lollies at clubs, and that
Lollies are little
that
girls.
murder and
So there can't be a
interning
lolly
these
male? Oh.
small children in camps is the most
Shit.
absurd notion that I've ever heard. It is
Ah.
inhumane, it is abusive, and it is quite frankly disgusting. And I'm appalled.
You didn't say what
that-
you're gonna do.
All right, please let me address that.
Then how are lollies
So-
born?
We ran out of time. We ran out of time there. Hold on a second. So, moving on to
Creeper.
moving on to perhaps
I don't know anything about
Moving
this
on
shit, dude. I thought lollies are like
perhaps
midgets.
what might be one of the biggest things on the card tonight, folks. And there really was a card. I just think somebody stole it. But moving on to the biggest question that we have here. A lot of people, and I'm going to start with Rob with this one, because you've had your great share of battles and stuff along the years.
Man,
a lot of
I'm not
people,
doing
what
good in
they're
this
asking,
election
the
so far, am
number
I?
one thing on the mouths of the Polygon people is what and how do you feel about God, our peers?
Oh.
I'm gonna stand up for this one if that's okay.
You might as well. You might as well.
Go get him, champ.
Listen. I want you to think about this. You're sitting at home, enjoying a nice dinner with your family. All of a sudden, some demon lord walks in with a sword. You pull out your gun, and you shoot him. And he says, "Nope, that doesn't hurt me. Nope, that doesn't. Your bullets don't hurt me. I'm invincible. I'm the sixth demon lord of entropy. You can't hurt me."
Oh my.
I can't allow this shit. It's fucking ridiculous. Everyone should have a weakness. You know, there's no one that should be invincible. Even I, your future president, has a weakness in the sense that I'm too kind to others. But that's okay. Gotta be will not be allowed in our perfect world. Thank you.
Beautifully said, guys. A round of applause for him. So let's pass that back and forth with Jor. We'll give it to him now and see what he can do about it. And then we'll pass it on to Powder over there. Jor, given the same question that Rob just answered, with beautiful grace and amazing execution, might I add, what will you...
Wait, what?
Mr. President!
Wait, where'd he go?